What's going on, guys? Just doing a quick check-in. I hope we're not getting too much feedback. What I'm doing right now is I'm wearing the Apple Vision Pro and I'm wirelessly transmitting a signal from the Mars M1 into the Hollyview app, which is pretty awesome. As you can see before me, like I have this really big screen. You can really look at the composition. Obviously, we're just in the office. If I go ahead and take this immersion down, you kind of see this setup, very rudimentary, but I just want to do some rough testing with this and see the practicality. I did a short video yesterday projecting the image of the Red Komodo X. It works, but I would say, a lot of people invested into these wireless video transmitters. Their application within the Apple Vision Pro is absolutely amazing. And so, I'm gonna reach out in the dark. I wouldn't advise doing this, right? I kind of did practices earlier. We're using the Canon C70. We got a nifty 50 on there. We are utilizing autofocus. Just sitting here on sticks. And so let's get into this Hollyview app real quick. You see a lot of amazing stuff that's going on, right? As somebody who's had the Apple Vision Pro for approximately 24 hours, right? I want to focus in on utilization of apps, right, within the Apple Vision Pro, and kind of addressing like the production workflow, right? Pre-production, actual production, and post-production. You can have storyboards, all sorts of things, right? Production, you can use wireless video transmitters. You can actually hand this device over to a client. And I'm sorry if I'm moving around. I'm going to try to be conscientious of that, not to get you guys to motion sick. Everything is like perfectly still for me, right? So I have to be conscientious of that. And so within the app, right, we're going to take a look at what we can do, right? So we have our tools. We can actually just look at waveform and pull up waveform. We can pinch waveform. We can move that around, right? And we can actually come over here to our vector scope. We can pinch that and we can move it around, right? So this is pretty useful, right? It's not like some scientific monitor or something like that, but still, like, it gets the job done in terms of being able to focus on your composition and all sorts of things. And that's one of the things I hear about EVFs, electronic viewfinders, is that the immersion factor, the fact that the rest of the world kind of disappears. This is not the same thing. I got all this distracting me, right? I'm on like the moon right now. Pretty cool. But in an EVF, all you would see is this screen, right? So that's the cool thing about having an EVF, is that you don't have any of the other distractions, right? So if we're looking at this scene and we're composing it the way that it is actually in real life, right? I'm looking at all this around, right? And all that stuff is distracting you. However, if you're on set and you're filming, wow, like, you really get to focus in on what it is that you're shooting. Bravo to Apple. I take my hat off to them. This is an amazing device. Shout out to Hollyview. This is not sponsored or anything like that. I don't do unboxings of things. I'm just a videographer, cinematographer, content creator, whatever you want to call me. I'm fine as long as you pay the invoice. And I'm busy working, right? Day in, day out. I film and I edit and I deliver content. And so I don't have an issue with buying tools that makes my day-to-day life easier. I want to show you actual use cases outside of a lot of the stuff that you're actually seeing on. Let me just go ahead and get rid of these tools if I can do that. Right. Outside of what you're seeing, right, on YouTube, and those things are awesome. People walking around with these things. They're out in the street with them and stuff. I see this as a really cool tool. Here's a for instance. Red just released a new EVF for their new DSM C3 line of camera, and the EVF is amazing. So it's $3,500. So I have the Red Komodo X on the Ronin 2, and up here I have a monitor that's not a Red monitor, a 7-inch monitor, but it's not the Red Touch monitor, which costs approximately $2,700 if you go to red.com. My point being is that, yeah, this thing, costs roughly $4,000. I got 512 gigs inside of it. And so for me, giving me like a $3,500 EVF, I'm getting better than a $2,700 touch monitor, and then all of the other computing stuff included. All of the stuff that you've seen, I can connect to my M1 Ultra Mac Studio. I can edit. I do want to show you out of office use cases, other use cases that are outside of the entertainment stuff. I really wanted to just pop in real quick, do a quick post on the Apple Vision Pro. If you want to see unboxings, there's at least 50 of them right now, right? Out there online. Yeah, this thing actually is an amazing device. I buy equipment and sometimes it sits on the shelf for a month. But the HollyView, the thing that's absolutely perfect about them having this beautiful seamless app that works with the Apple Vision Pro is that this is an absolute small monitor. That's a small monitor. I actually have the receiver over here, right? But it's a 5-inch monitor, right? It's pretty decent in terms of daytime view. I'll show you some stuff that I've shot with this in this configuration. You get the job done. I've shot with this in many lighting conditions, right? I've shot in a broad daylight, indoors, at nighttime. I'm not really boasting the Canon C70. I'm not boasting Red, even though Red is an amazing company. They're all amazing companies. I'm just really showing you workflow. This easily could be an image coming from a Red. This easily could be an image coming from another camera, right? It's just showing you the kind of the seamless usage within the Apple Vision Pro ecosystem. And yeah, I'm real excited. Now, downsides, right? All these glowing things that I'm saying about this setup. Apple Vision Pro is known for multitasking. So yeah, I can open up another window and things of this nature. However, when you connect to the HollyView, it takes over the internet connection. I'm pretty sure that there are cool ways that you could probably circumvent it and maybe still get an internet signal into it. I just don't want to get into it like that. But in use cases, if I'm out and about, I'm not really worried about multitasking. So if I'm out filming, I'm not necessarily worried about having text messages up over here and things of that nature. Even though I can probably do it via hotspot, I'm not sure. But the thing is that is a con, right? And when you connect to the HollyView, it takes over your Wi-Fi connection. And so, these AR, VR, spatial computing devices, they need Wi-Fi connections. So that's a downside. Not a biggie, honestly. You know what I mean? But yeah, get out, create something fun, enjoy yourself. Let me know your thoughts down below. And yeah, we'll talk soon. Peace.